Leo. Leo. What's up, guys? I'm Chris. Welcome to your February reading. Leo. Leo. Hi, guys. I'm feeling a little goofy. I don't know what it is. Once I started like getting into the Leo energy here a little bit, I just started feeling goofy. Death. Death. I almost feel like Leos might be seeing this card come out and be like, oh, okay, I know. Like, almost that it's expected. Almost as if it makes me feel like you guys haven't been having the greatest time lately. In terms of feeling like things are going your way. That doesn't mean things are bad. It doesn't mean that like there aren't great things that you're excited for and happy about and that you're having good times and that you're dating or you're in love or like all those things. But oh, Leo just doesn't feel optimistic. Like deep down optimistic. Like I want to understand what this feeling is from you guys. Prince of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. Hangman. Hangman. What is this feeling? I'm pretty sure this came up for you guys last month too, right? This is what I meant when I said it's like things aren't going your way. You're sort of a little at the hands of... in the hands of other forces. So maybe you're dating somebody and things are going well, but just not like you want them to be. You're making money, your job's going well, but there's something about it that's just tiring and unfulfilling. I think because Leo's ready for big things. Right? I think Leo is ready to like just make changes, like get in deep in their lives and in your lives, right? And step it all up. Bring about all the things that you've been wanting. Right? Like wanting to be like all about me, all about me, all about me, and then like not getting that a little bit. Not getting the full extent of the validation that you seek. Ready to, going for it, right? Going for this. Wanting to be here. Where you're not only stable, where you're not only secure and confident and materially secure, right? But where you have this joy. That's what feels like is missing here. That's what it feels like death is saying right now. This lack of joy. Of sheer celebratory, life is good, I'm in love, my career is fucking taking off. Joy. And you know, this month we have some astrology happening with, you know, Venus in Pisces and then Mercury in Pisces. That's really going to get us situated. The theme of the month for all the signs really is, I'll just take these. Okay, I'll take these. Lovers, Five of Wands, Prince of Pentacles. I wasn't sure. I'll take them. The theme for the month for pretty much everybody with all this energy is pleasure. Is meaningful pleasure. Is re-imbibing things in your life with passion. So I actually feel like Leo is usually the Wheel of Fortune would say like coming into good things, but I almost feel like Leo feels like they were at the top and now they're kind of like here, right? Where like the top of their game maybe was behind them. And they're in this point where it's like maybe you're on a downswing a little bit. Maybe you're just not sure why you feel the way you do. Maybe you could look at your life and say, I have beautiful things. I make money. I have a good job. I have friends. I'm socializing. I'm dating. I'm doing my thing. I'm going out with my significant other. Things are going well, but what's missing? What's missing, Leo? And here now, the Hangman initially was for me being stuck, and I still go with that. But I feel like it's also about your perspective being off. Usually I see that the flippant perspective in the Hangman is positive, seeing things from a different light. But this time it's almost like Leo is seeing the world upside down. Leo is seeing things. I'm smiling because it's making me think of like Leo being very dramatic, right? Leo seeing things as like awful. Everything sucks. Nothing is going the way I wanted to. But again, I feel like that's being a little dramatic. That if you were to actually take a step back, the wheel is actually turning more towards you than you're acknowledging. It's almost as if other people who are better at the long haul, who are better off at patience and gradual improvement and gradual change, would be in a fine place here. Because like they can feel the progress. They can feel the movement with the Knight of Pentacles, right? Slow but moving. Slow, but you can still see where you've come and that you're closer to where you're going. Leo, I think what the cards are saying this month is that you have to get more realistic about the way you see things. It's okay to be the Prince of Swords and still be rushing out and like hustling and trying to do better and better and more and greater. But if you don't recognize what you have, all the blessings you have, all the things in your favor, this positive movement forward starts to feel like a little more like this. Right? And I reversed it just to give you the perspective of like, this is how the Hangman is seeing the Wheel of Fortune. Moving in the wrong direction. Or not moving at all. And Leo, I feel like part of the reason this is going on is because Five of Wands, with the Nine of Pentacles, And this is what was coming up last month, right? When we talked about rushing into things. When we talked about, I think the name of the video is Look Before You Pounce, which was just basically a sense of like Leo was grasping for things. Just jumping into things headstrong to kind of get rid of these weird feelings, these insecurities. Right? What? Leo insecure? Yeah. First of all, y'all are human. Your lion is a symbol, right? Of power. But y'all are human. You feel insecurity. You feel doubts. You have these struggles with yourself. Am I doing the right thing? Am I putting my energy into the right place? Am I doing the right things to build myself up? You might also be like feeling some dissatisfaction with your relationships. Feeling like it's not good enough. That might be what I'm getting at here with the sense of insecurity and stuff like that. Is like Leo this month might be feeling like things aren't good enough. But this death, Leo, is your own. It's the death of your ego. It's the death of your expectations. It's like, you know how some people are so caught up in their ego and looking stupid that they don't even try things? Like if they don't think they're going to be great at it, they don't even try. And how do you become great at anything without trying? Without failing? Right? Without maybe looking a little stupid from time to time. But you learn and you pick yourself up. Right? And you move forward. Step by step, everything is a lesson. Everything is like a learning opportunity. I know, Leo, I know that this motherfucker is so slow. Anyone who's dealt with like a Taurus or a Virgo or a Capricorn, for us, like the air signs and the fire signs, like this shit is, huh. Like, frustrating. But see the virtue in this, right? The things about those signs that are so slow and frustrating, but also means that they like make things happen and that things grow stably, right? If you've dated a Taurus, if you have like a Virgo in your life, right? They maybe nitpick things. They maybe take forever, or like not take forever, but like think things through and meticulously and are careful. Compared to this, right? Like look at the difference in these energies. This is where Leo wants to be. This is where like circumstances are kind of making you be. Very different. Both moving, but the speeds are incredible. Like these are the exact opposite. The Knight of Swords acts without thinking, sometimes to his own peril. The Prince of Pentacles, every last step of that journey is charted out. Right? Doesn't make a move without knowing that it's the right one. So the cards are asking you this month, Leo, snap out of it! No, I mean, but seriously. There's so much you have to offer. There's so much good fortune and wealth and abundance that is available to you. But all you're doing is like this. fighting with yourself, arguing with yourself, doubting yourself, questioning everything. Maybe even blaming shit on other people, projecting it onto other people. It's like Leo doesn't feel great on the inside. That's what happens when you're projecting things onto other people, right? It's really so much of what you're dealing with that you're just putting on another person or a job or whatever it might be, right? We're in Saturn and Capricorn right now. And Saturn and Capricorn asks us to work slowly, to build foundations, to sacrifice. Sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term payoff. Okay, so this happened with Pisces where just all these cards were coming out. So my spread is not looking typical, but we're going to go with everything here. The Sun, Ten of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Ace of Swords. Like, I just feel, I don't think there's any coincidence that I just wanted to take a sigh of relief when this card came up. It's that refreshing power of air. That clear-cut sense of like seeing things accurately. It's so cliche, but the whole half full, half empty. There's an objective truth there, right? There's the same amount of water in the glass, no matter what. But it's all about perspective. It's all about the stories you choose to tell yourself, the attitudes you choose to take on, and how that's going to affect like your ability to function. How that's going to affect your ability to manifest the things that you really want. You can't manifest the things you really want if you think everything sucks. If you think the world sucks, everything that you see or everything that's going to happen is going to just validate that. That's what people do, right? We are constantly looking for evidence to support our beliefs. If we think the world is evil, every time we see something bad happen, we're like, yep, you see, told you. Evil. And then what happens? You're scared to leave your house. You get cynical and jaded about other people. If you think that the world is fundamentally good and sometimes bad things happen, you live your life a different way. Right? You don't live your life on the lookout for crap. You live your life with the understanding. Look, here you are in your own reading. You go through life seeing things on the bright side. And it's not about being ignorant. Like I said, it's stupid to think that the world is a perfect, beautiful place, but if you just see the truth of it, right? Most of the time, good things are happening. Sometimes there are tragedies. Sometimes, like, there's violence and bad things, right? But that's not the norm. See things clearly. With the Ace of Swords and the Sun, right? Very different from this. This is a total shift in mentality. Sharpness, vision. clear sight. If you can't feel great about yourself right now, Leo, start to feel good about the things you're doing, right? Make small steps, small material steps to feel good about something you did. Pat yourself on the back for every minute accomplishment. Challenge yourself to little things here and there, and then when you like succeeded them, like say, I'm not gonna smoke cigarettes today. And then you build up, like this is the buildup of like something that's really sturdy. Where you start to count the things you're good at. Where you start to see more and more self-validation. Leo, everyone wants validation, especially you guys, right? You're the sign of everyone look at me and tell me how great I am. And that's fine. That's part of the Leo nature. But the challenge to you guys is to not become totally dependent on that. To sort of understand that that is going to come in and out of your life. Right? So I'll give you an example. Sometimes people don't love these readings, right? Sometimes like certain signs, they just don't get good reception or something. One person says like this didn't click, and I think I can't fucking do this. Even though 100 people said like it was great, right? It's about letting go of those things. It's about not being dependent. This is what death is saying to me right now. This is what happens when you're dependent on validation from other people. You have no control. You are forced to go with whatever is happening. So if you're getting validation, you feel great. If you're not, you're fucked. And when it's good, that's fine. But then when it's bad, like the same thing, like the wheel, right? Not being in control of like your own sense of self. Being persistent in the face of like doubts and insecurities. Saying, you know, that video didn't get as many views as I would have liked, but I'm going to keep making the videos. And then they're going to keep getting better. And then before you know it, you have the trappings of like the things you wanted. Before you know it, you're attractive to people. People are giving you the validation. Because like you've been working so hard for it, like now it's visible. Alright, so I'm gonna actually let me show you the cards real quick. I'm gonna start laying out oracle cards and we'll look at everything together, right? So I do have personal readings available, 30% off through February. The link is in the description, it's also in the cover art on my homepage. The reason some of these general readings are a little later is because I just kind of got backed up with those. And I'm doing readings now by like the elements. So next month is going to be Aries month. No, Pisces. So we'll do water signs. And then you guys will be first, you know, fire month. Anyway. So let's actually look at the cards. It's a little messy whenever I do these like more intuitive. It kind of just gets all over the place when cards start popping out like that. So stuff got moved around. It's fine. I kind of like that they ended up this way because look, this is kind of helplessness. This is kind of being subject to fate. This is having no control. Just going with whatever like circumstances are in your life. It's very passive. right? As opposed to having this validation within yourself. Being able to have the positive self-talk, have the ability to be patient, and know that if you keep going for things, they're going to pay off. Right? Instead of like this struggle with yourself. I feel like you guys are struggling with yourself. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. Prince of Pentacles. Right? So we're starting. We're starting, Leo, to get what we're talking about here. Get the sacrifice. Get the slow but steady movement, right? Because here, what do you have? Outspokenness, comfort, joy, fulfillment. It's funny because, like, last month I felt all this insecurity, but I didn't, like, want to make that, like, a big subject of the reading because I didn't want to, like, make Leo feel like I was saying anything about y'all. But, you know, this is in the privacy of your own home and in your own head, right? So if there's ever a point where you can admit that there are some things that you're insecure about, now's the time, between you and me. Just us, Leo, right? So a lot fell out here. Timing. Come on, guys. What are we talking about all this time? Patience, perseverance, things coming to be, but just like you can't rush them. Leo showing up again for yourself. This relates to this a lot. And I feel like I don't want to be harsh on you guys because, like, with this Knight of Swords, I do feel like you're making the effort. Like, you think you're doing the right things to make yourself happy and bring yourself happiness and do what you want to do, the right things. But it's all about, I don't think the head is in the right place. Right? This is about that positive self-talk I was talking about. This is about your own validation. The lion doesn't need anybody to tell him he's the fucking baddest in the jungle. Right? And I know you guys can feel that way on the surface, but you gotta start feeling that way. Unstoppable. Always gonna win. And maybe you're not always gonna win, but you have to believe it. You have to, even when you lose, see the value in, like, the fact that you tried, and the fact that you just gain more skills, and the fact by failing you become more experienced and better at this thing, right? And now you know, going forward, how to be better, how to keep improving. Again, this is about the stories you're telling yourself with the orca. This is about the reality that you create through your vision and perspective of things. This is how you broadcast who you are and how you feel to other people and have them buy into it. Perfect. So, like, what is the message you're giving people? Is it one of power and self-confidence and self-leadership? Or, and I'm not going to take this in a totally negative way, is it a story about you not really knowing who you are? You floundering all over the place. You constantly changing, and not in a good way. Not in a way where you're just exploring different possibilities, but like where you just don't have a solid sense of self. So if you have this, right? If you have this messaging right, if you have these thought processes right, that's when you come level up. That's when you actually start to feel the fortune because you know it's there, because you're welcoming it into your life. This is all about, Leo, your attitude. This is a lot about self love here. As corny and cliche as that sounds, it's really about being easy on yourself, being forgiving with yourself. So that you can grow. It's like, how stupid would you be if you were a caterpillar who was like pissed you weren't a butterfly yet? But it's like, is it time to be a butterfly? Have you lived out this? Have you really mastered this like caterpillar thing? Like, how good are you at eating leaves now? Are you really like expert caterpillar at eating leaves? Or do you have to eat some more leaves before you're ready to become a butterfly? Oh man. But finally, okay, so underneath the Princess of Pentacles was the Chariot. Do you see what happens, Leo, when you take things step by step? When you embody this energy of one thing at a time, one day at a time, practice. Practice makes perfect. Practice means you're going to fail and fuck this. Practice makes perfect. Practice means you're going to fail and fuck up, but like it makes perfect. What happens when you get there? You get centered, you get balanced, you get grounded, and you start to move. This is telling me at the bottom of the deck that you guys are ready for. That's what I feel here is you're ready for it. Be okay. You know what, like so when you start an art, like what they say about writing, you have to be okay with sucking. You have to go into it understanding that you're not going to really be good at it for a long time. And if you are good at it, you're going to not be anywhere near as good as the people you look up to. It's all about, what is that book about, the outliers? It's about time. It's about how much practice you put into a thing. And when you practice, you're going to fuck it up. Guaranteed. Over and over again. The more you fuck up, the better you get at it. And then you can move on from being the Princess of Pentacles to being the Prince. Where you're not just practicing and trying, you're like actually taking steps forward. Right? Your videos are getting more attention. They're getting better. You feel the improvement. You see where you're going. Your whatever your craft is, whatever your the thing you're putting energy into, with all this like meaningful, passionate energy in the universe this month. So Leo, just like calm the fuck down. Seriously, you're doing well. Even if you don't see it that this month. But this is the point. The challenge to you, if you're really interested in growing and if you're really interested in being as successful as you say you want to be, the challenge for you is to recognize how much you've grown and how much power you've gained and like how much skill and expertise you have. How many resources you have available to you. And then you can stop going with the flows. And then it's not like I feel good because I'm getting this and I don't feel good because I'm not getting that. Validation. People telling me how amazing I am. That stuff is good to build you up, but you have to have like a stable level ground, right? Where you can go up and down, but you don't go below here, and you don't go too far away, right? You have this home base of stability, of self-esteem. So work on that this month, Leo. Work on your feelings about yourself. Catch yourself if you find yourself telling yourself, that's a lot of yourselves, but catch yourself if you find yourself telling yourself that, like, one little thing that happens, telling yourself stories about how much everything sucks. See, like, isolated incidents as isolated incidents. See your career as a lot of forward movement riddled with some failures and setbacks. Be realistic, because that's what it realistically is. Your relationship, lots of connection with some disconnection with some arguments, right? So those arguments don't mean we need to break up. Those arguments mean you're living like a relationship. And things aren't all bad, and things are fixable, and things are in your control to improve on. So you're fighting with your spouse, like, being empowered to work it out. Seeing the relationship as something that's worth having or fighting for. Right? Same with your job. You're more in control than you realize. Especially about how you feel about yourself. Practice positive self-talk. Practice positive self-reinforcement. Make your own damn crown, Leo. Ain't nobody got to put that on your head. Except for you. Alright, guys. So again, private readings available in the description. Check those out. Like, subscribe, comment. I love the dialogue here. Instagram, you can follow me there in the description. Anyway, Leo, you're going to shine. Your energy is there, right? With this and this and this, I feel like you guys are just present and ready to do big things. Just get out of your own head and you're going to be great. All right, adios. I'll talk to you later. Have a great February. I will see you in March. Bye. Bye.